Man, these are fantastic. Well, these are actually not the Vision Pro headset goggles from Apple. I am not at Apple Park. I am not at WWC. Apple must have gotten my invite lost in the mail somehow. But that's a discussion I'll have with Apple at a later date. But all that aside, unfortunately, I did not get to go hands-on with the Apple Vision Pro, but that does not discount my opinion. I'm going to give you a different take. I am not going to go into all the fanboy areas. I'm not going to talk about the tech in all that much detail. You can go watch other videos for that. What I'm going to do is talk about what is the future of the Vision Pro S, how does this fit into Apple's overall ecosystem, and how does this actually fit into the whole VR scheme as well, and what is the future of this. So if you want to talk about that, if you want to hear about that, stay tuned right after this. First off, there is no denying that what we have seen from the Vision Pro is amazing. Apple has done an overall great design with the Vision Pro. It has that Apple flair, that Apple touch. Apple just knows how, when they create a new product, they know how to just add that Apple flair to it, and it just hits on all the right pieces. It has that good design scheme, the good color scheme. It is sleek. It's right to the point for the most part. But yeah, that is all great. There's no denying what Apple has done with that. And even if you talk about some of the features, it hits on all the features with getting rid of the having physical controllers down to the eye tracking and the hand tracking as well. So you can just control everything just by using your hands, how you can move objects with just a touch and move objects all around you and get yourself very immersed in that. But all that aside, is what we've seen from Apple really all that revolutionary in terms of once you put the headset on, what are we doing? We already have headsets out there that you can watch movies on. You can have applications in there. You can play video games in there. We have that at a far discounted price, okay? Not the $3,500 that we are going to see from the Vision Pro. I'll get more into that a little bit later, but it's really all not that revolutionary, but it does have that Apple flair to it. Like I said, they have streamlined some things. I love how it's going to integrate with the Apple ecosystem. You can look at your Mac laptop and then have that as one of the windows while you're using the Vision Pro headset. Again, great, having to touch and scroll. We've all heard about that. All that is great from Apple. There's no denying what they do. When they touch items, they actually always bring a nice, good flair to it. And a lot of good features and everything that we've seen from the demo and from what we've seen on stage. Having said all that, how many times have we seen products or services promise all this great features, all this great flair? We've seen the demo. It's highlighting some stuff that take you into a different realm, a different world, and you just feel so mesmerized by it. How many times have we seen these products and these great techs and tech demos, and none of that stuff actually comes to the market? We know services have been shut down even as recent as just a couple months ago. You know, we've seen Meta try to get into this realm. They have failed miserably in this realm. Again, I am not saying that Apple will fail. I'm just wanting to lay out the landscape and let you know that there is a chance that what we've seen from them may not come to fruition. Like I said, we've seen that happen before. But we will see how Apple is able to adapt in this market, and will they be able to actually bring out all those features to the Vision Pro headset. Now, again, like I said, Apple has that touch. When they jump into an area and jump into a new space, they tend to dominate it because they add that Apple flair to it. The smartphone, 2007, when they released the iPhone, Apple jumped into that market. Again, they weren't the first ones to jump into it, but once they did, they propelled the smartphone, the touchscreen devices to the next level. Then they decided to replicate that with the iPad. There wasn't a tablet market until Apple got into it. iPad jumped in and now they dominate that. The same thing that goes with the Apple Watch. Smartwatch market wasn't there until Apple jumped into it. So now Apple is jumping into a new product category with the VR AR mixed reality headset. So we will see if Apple can have that dominance that they tend to have when they jump into a new space. Apple usually does the smart things. They usually wait, see what the other competitors are doing, and then they jump in and they give it that Apple touch, that Apple flair, and they tend to make things a little more user-friendly, the design, the aesthetics, bam, everything checks out, even with this mixed reality headset, the Vision Pro from Apple. All of that is all great. But let's not act like Apple has not had some failures in their past. No, we don't talk about some of the products that sleep up under the rug, but let's dive into a little bit of that. The first thing, do we all remember the Apple Newton? This was their PDA device that they released back in like 83 or something, or 83, mid 80s or something. That product lasted for a few years. It had a launch price in between what, $2,500 and like $5,000 depending on the model. So that model did not last long. So that product was killed off. Also, Apple actually tried to jump into the gaming market too back in the mid 90s with the Apple Pippin. Now that product launched for $600. Again, that only lasted for a year. So that was another failed product by Apple. Let's talk about the Apple Lisa. A lot of us do remember that this product launched in the mid 80s or so. And that launched at a price of $10,000. This was the first computer that had a graphical user interface. That only ended up selling a couple of 10,000 units or whatever. So that failed spectacularly. And something that's probably a little bit more relevant to the Vision Pro is eWorld. This was a virtual world that Apple created, sort of like the metaverse before there even was a metaverse. This again was a product back in the mid 90s that failed after a few years being out. It was a monthly service. They wanted you to go into this virtual world where you can send emails, chat with people, hang out. But again, that failed. So let's not forget, there are some products out there. I advise you to go take a look at some of that stuff, just to look at some of the products that Apple tried and failed at. So let's not act like everything that they touch is gold. So, but they do have a good track record of bringing good products to market. Once they nail a product, they do accelerate and just go space with it. Will this fail? Now, I am not going to say that this will fail. It depends on a couple of key factors. First factor is obviously price. At $3,500 to start, that is a very important factor to determine if this is going to be a failed product or not. With that high of a price tag already, you are eliminating a lot of people from the market. Not many people are going to pop down $3,500 for a headset in a niche market, in a tech that is already dying pretty much. 50% drop from last year, I believe, in the VR market. So it's going to be interesting to see if Apple can inject some much needed infusion into the VR, AR mixed reality market. But if there's anybody who can't do it, Apple does have the DNA to do that. Another factor is, what about the market? Who is the target audience for this? Again, $3,500 price tag eliminates a vast majority of the people out there. This product is aimed at probably, obviously, tech heads, people like us, people who probably watching this channel right now, who love first generation products, who love the latest and greatest. This is going to be obviously aimed at rich people, people who are into the Apple ecosystem, developers. And it may also be aimed at the corporate world, because during their presentation, they did touch on a few industrial uses as well as some more corporate uses as well. But their marketing does seem more targeted towards the average consumer, which again, being a $3,500 price tag, will probably push that away from the vast majority of consumers. So what is success at Apple? Again, it depends on what their definition of success is. If you're thinking that this is going to sell in the millions of units, that is not going to happen with this product. This is not going to hit millions of users. If they can sell a few 100,000 of this, I think that would be a success. But if you want to determine success, that Apple has entered this market, that Apple has injected some much needed enthusiasm into this market, then you can count that as a success. If you look at the buzz on the internet and everything, everybody who has used this unit is very excited about it. Apple has done something very amazing with the tech, with the design and everything. This is a product that can help push the market forward. Again, but the $3,500 price tag will be a major hindrance to most people. So ultimately, who is this product for? This is not for the average person that walks into Best Buy looking to drop down $500 or less on a consumer tech product. Let's just get that out of the way. This is obviously aimed at the elite. This is aimed at the rich. This is aimed at the person who wants something first gen, the early adopters. This is not for your mass market consumers. And it's really aimed at the person who is in the Apple ecosystem. As we all know, Apple's products work very well together because of their ecosystem. With all of that said, I am very excited that Apple has entered the market. If there is anybody who can push this industry forward, it is Apple. Based on their track record of how they enter into new industries, new products, and they have the tendency to dominate, Apple can, if anybody, has the chance to push this market forward. Again though, not saying that this product is a failure. You have to define what success is for this. But the $3,500 price tag is something that has to be considered. This product will ride or fail based off what third-party developers will do for this. Right now, we're only seeing apps that were part of the Apple ecosystem, but you can rest assured that there are going to be plenty of third-party developers who's going to jump on board and develop apps for it. The question is, how many of those developers will make all of their apps available on the Vision Pro headset? Well, let me know down in the comment section, what do you think about the Vision Pro headset? Do you think it's destined to fail? How will it succeed? What can Apple do to make sure that this Vision Pro headset does succeed? Are you excited about it? Do you want to get one? Let me know down in the comment section. I look forward to seeing what people are saying down there in the comment section. Thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and don't forget to hit that like button as well. Also, if you want to stay up to date with the latest tech news, head over to the website SoundsNerdy.com, where I curate tech news covering Apple, Samsung, Android, Google, computing, and even more general tech news, all at my website at SoundsNerdy.com. And until the next video, guys, stay nerdy.